Check the mic and make sure it sound right,
One
boys.
thing I was excited about the most was so I'm gonna head back there with my son Senna. We'll get to use him in a minute. As always.
So right there where the pool is, there's the drive to get in.
Enjoy the fruit of that labor, which there's no comparison to doing something in
It sound right, boys.
August 17th, 2022. Red Green Lobster is in the area. Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Got a few people up early. I appreciate that. Whenever we do this, you know we always stream it live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Simultaneously, simulcast. Back at you again. You know, the last time I had stream was June, I think, 26th, almost, well, not quite a month, but a couple of weeks ago. And I really did intend to have a few more streams before now, but like some other people I've seen across the social medias, I finally got hit with the COVID, man. Was down for a week or two, still felt some effects, even after, I finally tested negative, but I made it through the whole time until, I don't know, about a month ago, less than 30 days ago, the whole fam went down with COVID. Everybody in the house. Everybody in the house. The little ones, no sweat for them. They got through it in a day. Mom was kind of ill, but she was still doing the mom thing, taking care of the kids. Old ass Rick. It's down for the count. For a little bit. But I made it through. Shout out to the super rep, Fred. I did see his turn the tunes on just a little bit. I did see his post about catching COVID as well. So yeah, glad you made it through that, cuz it was rough for me. I don't like you. I don't want to get that shit again, ever. So we might be masking up a little bit. I don't know. Just didn't make me feel good. I'm not worried about dying or anything like that, but it's not fun. It's not fun. But today I'm back. August 17, 22. First day of school. We'll talk about that a little bit. Man, did y'all see season 2? P Valley. My new favorite show, P Valley. We're going to touch on that tonight. That show is just it's on another level. For my taste, it's just a good show. We'll touch on that a little bit later. What I want to start with today is just got back from vacation yesterday, actually. Yesterday. Every time I do a little bit of traveling, I always pack all this, live streaming shit to go with me, and I never end up using it. But I got it on today. Live streaming, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, the Greg Green live stream in your area. Thank you so much for watching the show. Don't forget, you can, at any point in time, throw something in the chat if you want to comment or just want to say what's up. Also, you always have the option to join the stream. I can bring people in and out. All you got to do is let me know you want to come on. And we will chop it up. But of course, if you've ever watched any of my shows, people don't generally come on. And I'm still able to babble my way through it. I don't know if it's the cough that I always get when I laugh is lingering effects from COVID, or if it's some other shit. I don't know. I've actually been doing that for a minute now, so it's probably not the COVID thing. But anyway, gonna talk about the trip. Like I said, I just got off vacation. Today's actually the last day of vacation. Now, like I said, I was saying, I always take all my stuff with me because I plan to go like live stream in the hotel after, the day. But boy, get too tired. I ain't as durable as I used to be. Woo, not that durable. So I just get tired and don't do them. But here we are, back again, the Greg Green live stream, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe and like, join the chat, and let's talk a little bit about my my trip to Chicago. Very first time I've ever been to Chicago. And just off the top, I'll just say that I like it there. I like Chicago. If you've never been and you want to go, August is a great time to go. Because, especially if you're from Texas, because we all know it's hot right now here. It's like hot. It's gonna be hot all the way through October probably. Maybe even a little bit longer. But it's hot here. But in Chicago, it already feels like fall. The highs were like 70s, mid to low 70s were the highs. The lows could get down to like 65, 60 in the evening. You know that hoodie weather. It's already fall in Chicago. And I would have to say that was the number one thing I loved about it, especially this time of the year. The weather was fantastic. But before I got there, we did. So the reason I was going, or the reason I planned to go there for my vacation was I had a friend of mine who's the ex-coworker who moved to Chicago some time ago and is having a wedding. She's getting married. So shout out to Nicole and Eric. Congratulations to y'all. You guys had a beautiful wedding. I had such a good time there. And, it's funny because brides are like super busy during weddings. So I didn't really get to chop it up with her that much, but she looked amazing. Her new husband looked amazing. Their whole family looked amazing. So shout out to Nicole and Eric. Congratulations. And thank you for inviting us to the wedding and allowing me and my family just kind of to make a vacation out of it. And we took a road trip up to Chi-Town. Now, like I mentioned before, never have I been to Chi-Town before. So, I was looking forward to the vibe and the atmosphere. So we decided to drive because I took the wife and three of the kids that are still in school. We did have a mini summer vacation earlier in the summer. In June, we went down to Galveston during Juneteenth, had a really good time. But the kids have been bugging me about like a real vacation over the summer, something they could, when they get back to school. Today was the first day of school. When they get back to school, they can tell all their friends, when they ask that question, what did you do this summer? You grew up like I did. It's like, well, we went to East Street. There wasn't no vacations, but East Street was fantastic, by the way. So anyway, I decided, do a family. I would prefer to drive and, through the heartland of America before I paid $5 tickets to fly to Chicago. And so it was fun. So getting there was interesting. So I have, during my time in the military, I have driven cross country, West Coast to East Coast, and then back East Coast to West Coast, right? But I've never driven through the heartland of America. I think growing up in Texas as a kid, Oklahoma was the only state I ever went to. I had ever been to other than Texas before I joined the Marine Corps. And so it's crazy because as close as I lived to the Oklahoma border, I realized driving through there, I hadn't been there much. So as soon as you get to, I also say this, there ain't a whole lot of shit to see driving through Oklahoma. So this segment won't be very long. The only thing notable about Oklahoma is that you immediately start seeing the medical marijuana billboards, because medical is legal in Oklahoma, I think. So that's what you recognize immediately when you first, started getting a little bit deeper into Oklahoma. Other than that, it's just a bunch of lakes and trees and not a whole lot of people. And casinos. The Choctaw Casino, I drove through that thing. Had the kids, so didn't stop. But anyway, So first notable thing is, the billboards for medical marijuana. Now, ironically, in my final destination of Chicago, Illinois, and I didn't even know this until I started planning for this trip. I didn't know that Illinois is a recreational legal state. Had no idea. I thought it was just California and Colorado and like Washington. I didn't know Illinois was in the mix, and apparently there's a few other states that I had no idea that are. So I looked it all up then. But anyway, so Oklahoma, you start seeing the billboards, and then you start to see the little dispensaries. So there's a difference. It's weird because there's a difference between how the dispensaries look in Oklahoma versus how the dispensaries look in Illinois. They look a lot different. Now, maybe it's because one is only a medical free state and one is a recreational and medical free state. That just is a different vibe. But in Oklahoma, when you see the dispensaries, they still look kind of like shady. They're like all in like these old barns or shacks, right? And the ones in Illinois are all bougied out. They're all super nice, like the ones in Vegas. So I thought that was interesting. Now in Oklahoma, they're all like look like they're in the middle of nowhere on the side of the road, and you have to like be sneaky to get to them to go get some. So anyway, it's just weird, the Oklahoma vibe. But anyway, that's what the main thing I noticed about Oklahoma. So boom, get to Oklahoma, not much to see. Now Missouri is next. Never driven through Missouri before. I think we did stop in St. Louis for one night before doing the last leg to Chicago. Weird stuff in Missouri. I'll tell you what it is. So there's two things. So when you just drive a lot, you read all the billboards, right? I talked about the ones in Oklahoma advertising the medical marijuana. When you get to Missouri, it's funny because all the billboards are directing you to either a church or some type of weird adult store. And that's all it says, adult store, exit here. I really didn't want to go check to see because I wasn't really sure because you know what that means. To me, it really only means one thing. Right? It's an adult store for adults, and don't bring no kids in here because there's some freaky shit they might see. So of course, we didn't make any stops because I had the kiddos with me. But it's either church advertisement or the actual church itself or some adult store. Now, anybody who's familiar with Missouri in this area that I'm talking about next, please get with me and let me know what this is all about. Because of course we didn't stop there. But there's this big neon sign that's like advertised this place that's coming up, in a few exits. And this place is called Uranus. And there's a few more signs as you get closer to the exit before going to this place. And then one of them says Uranus Chocolate Factory. And so my 13-year-old son sees that and looks at me, he's like, Dad, that is not okay. He was serious. He had a serious look on his face. Reads the sign now that says Uranus Chocolate Factory. He immediately, gets the reference, looks at me, and is like, Dad, that's because I'm laughing. And he's like, Dad, that's not okay. So anyway, we didn't stop there, but it looks, when you can actually see it from the on the side of the road whenever you pass by it. A lot of lights, like a little baby, not even a baby vase, like a real tiny, just got a lot of neon lights flashing that stuff. And so I definitely wanted to stop, just check it out. But this was a family trip. Thank you very much. Had the kids. So we just kept moving. But if anybody is familiar with that place, anybody from Missouri or anybody that's ever lived in Missouri, or even when they were passing through, they saw that. Remember, it's a place called Uranus, and they have the Uranus Chocolate Factory there. And they've got some other stuff too. If you know about that place, let me know. I want to know what really is going on in that place. Because that, is that one of the adult stores that we're talking about? But just weird because Missouri, all you see are churches and adult stores. I want to know more about that. If anybody has any insight, it'd be interesting to find out. So we did stop in St. Louis to spend the night. I think it was actually on the outskirts, I think a place called Parker Heights, maybe. I'm probably saying that wrong. But just stayed there one night. We saw the little St. Louis Arch and all that stuff as we were passing through. And then the next day we're off to Chicago. So again, Chicago, man, had never been there before. Great city. I really had a really good time. We did the whole deep dish pizza, Chicago style hot dog thing. I loved it all. I probably gained about 10 pounds since I left. So this week I start working on that. Working on that. Vacation is over, my man. But before I go forward, thank y'all for checking in with your boy. I know it's late. Hopefully you put the kids to bed. Today was the first day of school. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But as always, we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Appreciate y'all checking me out. So we get to. Don't forget you can comment in the chat. I never did put the link on Facebook. Let me do that right quick. Anyway, if somebody jumps in the chat, you can let me know. We're not gonna do all that. If you want to come on the show, let me know. I can make that happen for you. Just send me a note in the chat. whatever platform you're watching from. You can put it in Facebook, you put it in YouTube. I think you can do it in Twitch, Twitter, all that stuff. So get to Illinois now. Remember, I talked about not knowing that the Illinois was a legal state until, not to right before we were getting ready to make this road trip out there. And so we get there at about 4 in the afternoon. So we got some time to do stuff the first day. We did like three days, 2 nights. The one thing, so Chicago was great. I loved it. I mean, I was thinking about, I was even looking at like property out there just to see. Because I don't know, it's weird because I'm trying to sell my house. I'm trying to move. And if you would have asked me 6 or 8 months ago where I was going to move to once I sold my house, I would have said Dallas. Then I started looking at Houston. Then so I was keeping my options open on both ends of that. Go to Chicago, man, have such a good time. And it's like I'm just checking it out just to see. The only thing is, I don't think that I could do the winters there. But people that are there told me, man, like you'll get used to it. Just like, just stay inside. Like there's a reason that this is the third most populated city in America. People aren't like afraid of this cold weather. They love it. And by the way, in August, it was perfect. It was 70 degrees. It's weird because I get back here and it's like, I'm just like, I can't breathe. So I get, before I left, I was, it was already triple digits when I left. You acclimatize this Texas heat, but when you leave it for a little bit, or you get to a place that's not so hot, it's all, like I said, it's already fall in Chicago, and then you come back, it's like, I can't breathe. It's hot, so hot. Like it was so like I felt like I had, driving the kids to school today, or picking them up this afternoon. It was really hot. It was like the AC wasn't even working. I'm like, what's going on? It's so hot. But excuse me. But when you leave, like I said, and you come back, it's different, man. You lose all of that acclimatization, and it's just crazy. But Chicago was just, again, so the weather, amazing. Now, remember I talked about, going to Oklahoma and the medical marijuana was legal, then just finding out that the recreation was legal in Illinois. So the first place I wanted to go when we got there was a dispensary before it closed, right? Now, we already had the family stuff planned for the next day. So this is just kind of like the walk around, the streets where the hotel was, kind of, get the vibe of the town. And I had already mapped out where the dispensary was. It's about a 20-minute walk from where I was. So it's like, let's just go do this right quick. So we do that, and I find this cool place. Got the bag here. You can see that. It's called Sunnyside. They give you this nice little bag, whatever you get. But when you're purchasing, THC in Illinois is a little bit different. Now, I have been to the only other legal state I've been to is Las Vegas. So back when my brother retired from the Air Force, I went out there to be a part of his retirement, and I went into a dispensary there. It's a legal state, so it's weird because they're different. Now they're different, like Vegas and Illinois. Remember, I talked about the ones in Oklahoma that look all like shady, right? So like I said, these are all bougie. The ones in Vegas are bougie, and the ones in Illinois are bougie. Like I said, they bougie. They like these little bags and everything. It's just like bougie. But everything's laid out nice. It's well lit, air conditioning. Guys walking around with iPads. It's a little bit different though when you're buying in Illinois versus Vegas. In Vegas, it's like when you go in, of course they check your ID when you first get there, Everything's got to be paid by cash or debit, whatever. And then you get to walk in and they have everything on display. So everything, whether it's gummies or whether it's pre-rolls or whether it's vapes or whatever, it's all laid out for you to see, to pick out on your own if you want. And they just let you in and, let you browse. And then when you're ready to check out, you get what you need and you check out. Illinois is a little bit different because it's the same vibe as far as like the bouginess, and all the people being very nice, but I think they checked my ID like 3 times. So first when I got in, then they got guys walking around with iPads, and what can I help you with? And I'm just like, man, I don't know. I just want to look around, see what's available, And so what he was explaining to me, so it's a little bit different. The laws are a little bit stricter in Illinois. So there's nothing out on display. So it's better if you go to a dispensary in Illinois whatever dispensary you're going to go to, check out the website first and kind of just look at the menu there, because they won't have anything on display when you walk inside. Now, the guy with the iPad is going to have it on his iPad and he can show you, but it's just like weird. And so, can I help you? What can I get for you? And I'm like, I don't know. I just want to browse. Well, it doesn't really work like that, but we can, I can go through this, list with you. So he's got the iPad out and he's scrolling. I'm just like, okay, yeah, that's great. And then it's funny though, like when I first got there, I even did this in Vegas, just because if you're from like an illegal state going to a legal state, it just still feels like it's illegal. All right. So when they first started, the guys asked me like, can I help you? And I'm just like, I would like to make a purchase of something, but it's okay, right? The guy's like, dude, it's cool here. You got to worry about it. So it felt like I was doing something illegal when it really was perfectly legal. But I was acting all weird. But anyway, they got this whole different vibe in Illinois because you don't get to see anything. So, they show you the menu, they make recommendations, and then, you go back. So they check your ID when you make your order. So remember, they checked my ID when I first came in. They checked my ID when I made the order from the iPad. And then you go to the little table. They give you a scan code. They scan it. They saw what you made your selection of, and then they go get it, put it in this cute little bag, Sunnyside bag. I recommend them if you go to Chicago. They have many, but this is just the one that was close to my hotel. And that was it. Walked out, met up with the wifey and kids, and then we enjoyed the rest of our evening there. So let's talk really quick about what I loved about Chicago. The first thing I loved about it, obviously in August, the weather's great, so I'd recommend you go during that time. We are going to go back, just me and the wife without the kids, so we can do a little bit more adulting and see a little bit more nightlife. The daytime was great though. We did all the touristy stuff. Went to that Bean, took boat rides down the river. Went to the zoo. They had a free zoo in Chicago that was really great. So they actually put a bunch of meat in a piñata that looked like a zebra. And so because they want the lions to sort of experience what they might in their natural habitat. So they got these fake piñata stuffed with meat zebras, and these lions fuck that piñata up. It's crazy, but it was good. It was cool to see. I mean, this was like with the big man. This was like Mufasa, and they had a lioness, and she was like all big. I'm just like, man, I've seen lions at the zoo before, but I don't know. This one was just different with the whole, putting the meat in the in the zebra piñata, and it got eaten. They destroyed it. So did that thing, all for the kids' first day. Did that. Then we went down to the the Navy Pier where they got the Ferris wheel and all that stuff. Just like I said, we did all the tourist stuff. It was great. But what I loved about Chicago, is that depending on where you live, you can walk, whatever you need, you can get there, you can get it walking. One thing that's crazy that I don't like about Texas, and I like Texas a lot, is that you can't get anywhere without driving. I mean, I could go on a walk to exercise in my neighborhood, but it don't take me nowhere to get some shit. It just takes me around the neighborhood on the biking trails. So that's good. But imagine, right, how much healthier we would all be if we could just like walk to the grocery store, you know, or walk to the Target. You can do that. Chicago. Anything you need, Trader Joe's, all that, all those things I just mentioned were within a 5-minute walk or less where we were staying. And they had, you know, houses in those communities as well in the back street. So people that live there can actually just walk to get wherever they need to go and get whatever they need, or whether it's Starbucks or a pair of jeans or your groceries or shopping for new shoes or to get something, some deep dish pizza or a Chicago style hot dog or any other kind of, or a mom and pop little pancake place. All that shit, you can just walk there. I love that. Now we drove there, but when we parked in the hotel garage, we never used the car the whole time we were there. Didn't need to. So, and the place that we had to go far, and now the kids hated me because we did a lot of walking, but the place that we had to go far, we just used the bus system. But they got trains, they got buses, they got Uber, Lyft, all that stuff. If you kind of get somewhere, if you need to go somewhere, it's too far to walk. But most places, everything you need, you can just walk there and get it and just go back home. And that's why I think the cold I want to go in the wintertime, but it may not be that bad because you can bundle up, you know, go take care of business and then just do the same thing you do with Texas in reverse. Like in the summertime, when it gets too hot on most days, you just stay your ass in the house, right? You can do the same thing in the winter when it's there. It's usually a lot more chill in the wintertime if you're staying inside. Obviously, as long as you got some heat wherever you stand, you'd probably be all right. But I feel like the people in Chi-Town are healthier, skinnier than us Texans. And I know why, because they walk everywhere. People are just walking everywhere. I mean, I'm just, even, you know, not even just like in the, like I said, you know, in the downtown area where, you know, they got all the buildings and all the, you know, the sightseeing and the tourist stuff and the picture taking, even just in the communities, people are just walking everywhere. It's crazy. I love it. The people are interesting. The locals. They're either really, really friendly. Talking about locals in Chicago. And they're really, really friendly, or they're just really, really dicks. It's weird. And so, like a lot of people walk, but when you're driving there, you know, it's a little bit congested and everybody's in a fucking hurry. And they got like their own, they got their own rules of driving. It's one of those cities, like I said, I've never been to like a big city like that before, where, you know, people are like honking all the time. You constantly honking horns because people like honking to like make moves or to communicate. Sometimes they're communicating like, you know, get the fuck out of my way shit, like they did to me, because I'm looking for a hotel, driving all slow and shit, trying to find like where the parking garage, and motherfuckers is honking in my ass, like angry, like get your ass out of the way, you know. And they recognize the Texas license plate, and it's like this motherfucker don't know what he's doing, so he's honking. I'm just like, okay. But anyway, like I said, after I parked, I never really used my I didn't use my car at all in Chicago until we left. So either people are really nice or they're assholes. And so people honk at you, hear that a lot. The fire department is busy. Fire department is extremely busy. It's fire trucks all over the place in the city where all the buildings are. And it's weird because like, you know, that's why they made that show, that TV show. That shit's real. Those guys are busy. But it's just, you know, it's a part of the experience, man. It's a part of the experience. So like I was actually looking at property. I was having such a good time and enjoying the weather. But then I was like, yeah, you might think differently once that hawk in the wintertime hit your ass. So me and the wife did talk about visiting Chicago in the winter just to kind of get that sort of vibe. It's like, is it that cold? I mean, I know it's cold. And maybe a cold that I've never experienced before. But that freeze that we had a couple years ago last year, was something I've never experienced. I've never been that cold. That was cold. So, but again, you just do the opposite. The people I talk to in Chicago say, yeah, man, you guys stay inside when it's hot. We stay inside when it's cold, and we love it. They do. But it's a real hip town. If you haven't been there, I recommend that you go. My kids loved it. The wife loved it. It was a really good trip. Like I said, we did all the touristy things. We saw that beam. We went down to Navy Pier, did the Ferris wheel, saw the beautiful architecture there. The architecture there is just like off the charts. It's just crazy. It's crazy. It's amazing, you know, what human beings can put together in a city like that. So I really feel in Chicago. I don't know. Football's coming. I don't know if the Cowboys are playing them this year, but it would be cool to go to a game at Soldier Field. We drove by Soldier Field, so saw that, and it was dope. All right, but anyway, just want to share a little bit of that. Oh, by the way, well, you know, I'm not getting to that, but when we went to the wedding, it was a little bit. It's about an hour and a half north in southern Wisconsin. That place was a little different. Maybe I'll talk about that in a different stream. But overall, I had a good time. Once again, shout out to Nicole and Eric. Appreciate y'all inviting us to the wedding. It was amazing. They did it in this, you know, this great, you know, this barn and out in this vineyard, and it was just a really pretty wedding. So shout out to them. Thanks for inviting me and allowing my family to take a road trip up to Chicago. We did drive back. You know, made a couple stops, you know, back home in Sherman in the Dallas area, saw some friends and family, then came on in. We stayed actually an extra day and got in last night, right before the first day of school, which was today. Shout out to y'all who stayed with me. Oh, shout out to everyone that reached out already. Tom, Kevin, Marlon. I know Marlon, big Chicago Bears fan, was like, he thought I moved there, and I was like, man, I wish. But the property is not, or the market is not that different there than it is here. But anyway, maybe sometime down the line. Right now, I need to get this house sold. But anyway, first day of school was today, so we get back just in time for the first day of school. First day of school is always interesting. And again, you're watching the Greg Green live stream Wednesday late night. I always stream it on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter simultaneously. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank y'all for checking me out. First day of school is today, and it's interesting and it's exciting for the kids. I have 2 third graders and an 8th grader, and you know, I think all 3 of them were a little bit nervous to go back the first day. I was always excited. I wasn't really nervous about going back to school the first day of school. I was just excited to see the friends, and everybody's got the school clothes and all that stuff. And so, but what I hate about it is, you know, everybody's driving their kid to school on the first day of school. So the lines are going to be backed up. And mind you, it's only been about 2.5 months. It feels like summer vacations have gotten shorter over the years. I don't know if it's because all the days they miss from like weather and COVID and all that stuff. But summers just feel like they're way too short. Well, actually, they're not that short because it's good when the kids go back to school. Let me change my banner. I got the wrong thing up here. So the traffic is always crazy. It's okay though, because I get it. Those people will not be taking their kids to school tomorrow or next week. And so it should be a lot better. But people are just weird. And everybody's taking the picture. Shout out to everybody who posted their first day of school pictures on the social medias today. I really do enjoy, looking at, everyone's family grow and everybody's putting the pictures. My wife did it today and she always has a little sign for the kids, if you saw that. And so it's good to look back because she does it every year, just kind of look back at those and compare. And a lot of you guys did, post little comparisons from, some time ago till today. So it's always fun scrolling through to see that stuff on the social medias. That's the kind of stuff I really like to see. All the other nonsense, don't do it, man. Just show me pictures of your family. Show me pictures of yourself. Nobody gives a shit about what you have to say. Here I am running my mouth like anybody gives a shit about what I'm saying. They don't. I don't care. But it's just more interesting when you see happy things. I don't want to hear about your problems. I don't care. We all got problems. Stop posting your problems. Nobody cares. Even the people that send you the little praying hands. Oh, it's okay. You'll make it through this. They don't give a shit. They got their own problems. I don't like reading like bad news. Show me something good. Show me the good times you're having. Anybody trying to feel sorry for you? Nobody cares. So yeah, so I really enjoyed seeing all the first day of school pics. School is crazy, man. It's crazy. So my kids, went to school. They were all nervous. They came back this afternoon and everything went okay. Everything was fine. All you do is go back and see the same people you saw last year, maybe a few new people. It's not that bad. It's just different, man. Kids are like stressed out about school when they should be looking forward to going to school and having a good time and seeing their friends and laughing and joking. By the way, maybe learn a little something. See the teachers, go play a sport. Don't be nervous about going back to school. And stop giving a shit about what other people think about you or what you're wearing or how your hair looks. I say that because that's what my kids worry about. And I try to tell them, do you like it? Then rock that. Set your own trends. But anyway, they made it through and it's great. It's all part of growing up. And I enjoy it. I love it. I love it that, be in a position to be able to pick them up, take them to school. Sometimes you can go to lunch with them, hang out. That's all the shit that, nobody ever came to eat lunch with me. God damn it. How cool would that have been if my old boss would have came to eat lunch with me in the third grade? Shout out to mom and pops. It's all good. It's all good. But I get to do that stuff and I love it, man. I love it. You walk in there, big bag, Whataburger. Kids are like, all the other kids are like, damn, his dad brought Whataburger. Yeah, I always do it like that. Other parents be doing that shit too. It's all good. I think I might go eat lunch with them tomorrow. The teacher sent me the lunch schedule today. But I love it. Shout out to all the parents who sent their kids back to school. I know y'all are happy. Hopefully they're in the bed right now because Man, my new favorite show in the whole wide world is P-Valley on Stars. I know some of y'all, be bootlegging shows on whatever. I'm not smart on all that stuff. So I just pay. But get Stars, man. If you don't got Stars or you ain't got the bootleg thing, P-Valley is the show to watch. I actually got turned on to it late, so I had to binge season 1. I think, at some point at the end of the whole COVID stretch. And I was like, man, what have I been missing? And then, of course, season 2 just wrapped up on Sunday night. Man, if you like good acting, if you like hip hop, if you like strippers, if you like Ebonics, like that Southern Ebonics, it's a good show. I'm telling you, it's just, I got a deep appreciation for the message they're trying to put across, and the whole Black Southern vibe. Just a really great show. If you're a homophobe, beware, just because, if you can't handle that type of stuff, you might not want to watch it. But it's a great show. And then what really makes it interesting is we sort of go back and look at the YouTube interviews of all the actors, kind of see where they started or how they got their roles, or, their career path. You really get a deeper appreciation for the acting and in the performances they do in this show. It is just simply incredible. It's incredible. And, it sort of opens up the world of, like I said, the stripper world, the down low community, the trans community, all of that stuff is just, if you feel in a certain kind of way about all of those things, it may help you change your point of view on certain things. But it's a really good show. The actors are very talented. Shout out to Dewan Book. I appreciate the like, my man. Ken Folk, I see you. I see them babies too, man. They're beautiful. They're beautiful. But yeah, that show was just off the chains. I don't want to give it away if you haven't seen it. I was actually texting some folks in the group today that hadn't seen it. I was like, man, I can't believe you ain't seen this show. Cause, well, I was late too, I ain't gonna lie. But check it out. It's on Stars or on your bootleg. The soundtrack of both seasons is amazing. The guy that plays Lil Murda, woo! He got some musical talent, man. So it reminded me of that. When I first started watching that show, it reminded me of an experience I had when I was in the military. I was actually stationed in Japan, and then I got sent just on a temporary assignment to Louisiana. They were doing some training, some cross training with the Army. They were preparing for a deployment, and I was sort of like a liaison between, all the stuff, they had to get from the unit in Japan to the folks that were training out there. Really, I wasn't really doing shit. I wasn't doing anything. It was like a free trip to the States. And so what it exposed me to, though, because I ended up staying in this small town that was, in Louisiana, and in some small towns there ain't a lot of places to go, but sometimes in those small towns there's like that one strip club, and so it's got that that it had that down south strip club vibe, where the music is a certain way, the women look a certain way, and just It's a place where you can go, learn to appreciate, the talents of a stripper. Fuck all that stripping for college money. Now it's people going through shit. They need money. And, a lot of different people got a lot of different talents. But let me tell you, stripping has gone to a whole new level. Watch P Valley, I've never been to Magic City, but I've been on their website. I heard people talking about it. But so I guess the strip club in the show is sort of like, like I said, it's down south, mostly black strip club. And there's just a lot of going on, drugs and hustling and hip hop and rap and gangs and love. And not only just like love between like two people, but like, the problems that come with love, love between family members. And it just has that black Southern vibe that you remember, like when you were little, and how your parents used to talk, and how your cousins talked, and how your parents' friends talked, right? So if you're not up on like, your Ebonics, you may have a hard time with the show, with this like deep South black accents. And I think it's beautiful. And obviously the girls are beautiful on the show. Season 2 got some new girls. I think for season 3, what I'm going to do is how much I like this show. And it may help me, what I'm doing here. I think I want to do a breakdown of every episode next season. It's probably too late now. But if there's anybody who has not seen it and wants to start and then talk about it, I'll start all over. Because, like, that's what I did with like Game of Thrones. Like, right before every new season, I will go back and watch the entire season previously, because there's a lot of shit that you forgot about, and there's a lot of shit that you didn't catch the first time you went through it. They're like, oh, so that'll work with P Valley if you haven't seen it, or that'll work for me because I would be happy to watch it with people, because it's just a good thing to. It's a good show, man. It's a good show. Great writing, great acting, and again, to get a really good appreciation for, the performances, you really do got to go back and watch the interviews and, and see where these folks actually come from and the hard work they've put in over the years. Some of them, started out doing plays and made it to Broadway and stuff like that. And so to see them, come on screen and portray things that are familiar to me, is because we don't get that a lot. So it's just really dope. And then the fact that it's so well put together, there's a lot of shit that people put out that it's just not good. But this show, is on another level. The writing is amazing. The acting is amazing. The content is amazing. The stories are real. The stories, unlock things that people don't talk about in their families or with their friends or the people they know. And so again, it's just a show that might help you understand culture. Great show. P Valley season 2. Hit me up if you know what I'm talking about. Who's your favorite character? Lil Murda? Mercedes? Uncle Cliff? Huh? Who's your favorite P Valley character? They got some new strippers in season 2. I think those. I was watching an interview today, and I think some of the new strippers are like actual like Magic City strippers that found their way into the acting world and taking it serious. But check it out. All right. I've told myself that what I'm going to start doing is keeping this to an hour, and I think I've done that. I got 5 minutes to go. Just want to check to see if there's anything else that I missed. I don't think so. That's it, man. So thank y'all for checking me out again. I don't know when I'll be back. I think maybe Sunday. I'm thinking about doing Sundays and Wednesdays. Y'all know football season is about to start. So on the other channel, I'm probably going to be doing some live streams. For the Cowboys game, Cowboys are back this year. Like every year, this is our fucking year. We're going to get it done. Maybe. I'll still be watching and cheering for them no matter what, though. But I had a really good time in the live streams of those, some of those games last year. So I'm going to be doing that real soon. The Valley Axe coming up. Man, I wish that I would have, the timing wasn't right for me to go to Sherman for the Battle Axe this year. If anybody doesn't know, my hometown, Sherman, Texas, we have a rival game with our northern closest town, Denison, every year. They've been kicking our ass like for a few years now. I was able to go out there last year and do a live stream for one of the restaurants the day of the game. That was a really good time. A lot of my friends were stopping by and jumping on. I had a lot of views for that one, a lot of comments. You guys really hit me up. So I really wanted to go, I really wanted to go back to Sherman this year, but the game is just too early. I got other things going on. It's on the 26th, man. Is that like next weekend after next, right? So shout out to the Sherman Bearcats. Good luck. I don't know. I still may, come on and do a stream and maybe talk some more players like I did last time and just do it all virtually. I can have up to 10 people in here, so we'll see what happens with that. We'll see what I'll do. The 26th is the Valley Axe, Sherman versus Denison. Who's gonna win this year? It's hard for me to keep up with who's good at the high school level now, especially down there. But if they're playing that game on TV somewhere or streaming it, I got access to it. I'll cover it live, and we can talk about it. So somebody let me know if that game is going to be getting streamed. Sherman Denison game is going to be streamed on 26 somewhere, and I'll do a live stream. But yeah, we'll be doing the Cowboy games on the Let You Tell It channel on YouTube. We'll be on this channel. Last year I did it on both channels. This year I'm gonna keep the sports on the other channel. Let You Tell It, Sports and BS on YouTube. So go ahead and lock that in if you haven't done so. I don't like the preseason. I don't even watch really preseason games because it's just boring, and it feels like it makes the wait for the first game of the season longer. So I just pretend like football's not even being played. I don't even watch a lot of the commentary because nobody knows what's going to happen until 3-4 weeks in. So we'll see. But all right, kept it to an hour. That's it for tonight. Thank you so much for joining in, watching the show. Go watch P Valley. We'll be back soon, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. We may even add a few more places. But appreciate y'all checking me out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you want to talk about. If you want to come on, family, friends, guest. I also have a new project coming up with a group of my friends. So be on the lookout for that. I have more to come on that. Still in the works. Like I said, I just got on vacation, so I need to reach out. Before I go, I also met. It was funny. I met a woman in Chicago. Me, the wife, and the kid were on our way. We were on our way walking to the zoo, and this lady was asking me about parking in Chicago and if she could park there. But of course, I didn't know because I'm just a tourist walking around. But anyway, it's like no matter where we go in the country or in the world or even in the city, a lot of times when we go to restaurants or we're off somewhere doing family things, you know, people always, and I really do appreciate this. I don't really understand it, but I appreciate it. But people always stop me and my family and just tell us that, you know, man, you guys have a beautiful family. And I really do appreciate that. It makes me, you know, feel good as a father when other folks recognize, I don't know what they recognize. They just say, hey, you have a beautiful family. You know, I don't know if because my kids are cute or what, but people stop us all the time. And this lady is asking about parking in Chicago. And of course, I don't know shit. This is, I mean, we just got actually just our first full day there on our way to the zoo. And so we're just talking and she recognizes the family. Oh, you have a beautiful family. She starts telling me about, she has this podcast and they have this couple show. And she wants my wife to come on this couple show with her. And so I said, yeah, I'll do it. I need all the exposure I can get. So we exchanged information and she reached out to me today and I missed it, but I'm going to connect with her tomorrow. And more to come on that. So if I end up on this, on a different channel, doing some stuff, I'll clue you and let you know and see, you can check that out. But again, appreciate the time. It's been a little bit over an hour. I'm out. The Greg Green live stream in your area. Until next time, peace. Good show. Now, drink some wine. Thank you for watching. But chop it up about on the show. Open to it. Everybody's always welcome. Come on, no one ever does, but it's okay. Because I can just all be bad by myself. Yes, it's okay. This is how cool would it be, right? This is my kids, right? How cool would it be? Comes out the show, just got mom. Don't want to finish my work. How cool would it be if you people, let's say you, right? 15 you're able to pull up parents talking about never growing up and maybe some things that you never share. That's why I'm going on. This stuff is going to be floating. Great grandkids. Great grandkids. You can see what Papa Greg was up to back in 2022. They can pull it up. By then, my Papa was pulling up like in my brain, right? And put it like in the feel like it like screen inside the lens and not watch navigating around the world. Not even have to but this will still be here. Thank you so much for watching. Streaming live, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment. It helps the algorithm. I'm supposed to say that, right? People ask me, what do you have background music? Well, when I was trying to move, Pack. See if I'm moving stuff. Yeah, I'm not back up. Right now, I'm like how's it? Also met up with another Marine Corps buddy of mine when I was in Chicago. Had seen this guy in 30 plus years. So I was really excited about meeting with him. But you know, it was an interesting night. That's all I'll think about it. Shout out to Mario Guerra, man. Thanks for taking the time to come to me Chicago. It was an experience, brother. It was an experience. Shout out to Nicole and Eric. The couple got married last Friday out in Wisconsin, southern Wisconsin. Not a lot of that part of Wisconsin is probably the brothers, but it's okay. It's funny because they weren't actually these people. You think they're out in the rural areas, you know. I didn't even talk about the bus system shot down. There is definitely a system in Chicago is great. When they have buses here and also it's not for me. So based on my experience, in the 3 days I was in Chicago, every bus driver I came across was a brother, which had its benefits. I found out I got some black privilege in Chicago, man. The bus drivers, man, they take care of the brothers. I got like the, you know, and maybe do it for everybody. I don't know, but so the first time, you know, I don't know what I'm doing on these buses, man. I can't read all these little routes they got and know all the numbers. And and the people there, they know who the tourists are when they get on the bus. They don't know what the fuck we're doing. So I told this guy we're trying to get, you know, somewhere. Well, actually, I was trying to pay. I didn't even tell him where it was going. I just knew the direction I needed to go and the direction that bus going. So I was like, where do I pay? How do I pay on the bus? I don't know. I got my little tap thing. I just tap it right here. He's like, yes, tap it right there. Then he goes, he sees his family. Of course, he recognized, hey, man, the family. Thank you. I appreciate that. And so he said, you can pay right there. Because how many are you paying for? And I look at my family. Paying for 5. He said, okay. He's like, for my wife, my kids. He's like, everybody's, so you know, you got 5, so you pay for everybody. I was like, yes. Well, is everybody's under 6, right? Twins are 8, son is 13. So he says, they're all under 6, right? And I was like, yeah, they're all under 6. He's like, all right, we're just paying for you today. I said, thank you. I tap the card, and I'm good to go. Now, that is not the moment that I thought the the Black Privilege card was available with the Chicago bus drivers. That was the moment. But I started to get that feeling the second time I had to get on the bus, right? And at this point, from the first bus, we ended up going too far, and we had to get off and then walk back and get on another bus. And this time I'm finally just talking, like asking, hey man, where do I need to go? Where do I need to get on to get to this place? I think we're trying to go see that bean or something. And so he's like, well, you want to get on the 51 and the 32, take that one off, get on Michigan and do this and that and the other. And I'm just like, I don't understand any of that stuff. So it's weird because like all the people that live there know all the bus numbers, know all the routes, and know what all that shit meant. I didn't know. He recognized that immediately. Where y'all from, man? I was like, oh man, I got a cousin that lives up in Dallas Fort Worth. Get on, man. Y'all go ahead and get on. Get on. I'm gonna tell you when to get off, and you're gonna be good. So that's what he did. Back to hook up again. Brother, hook up. I like brothers. We always like, if you're in a place where ain't a lot of brothers, right? And you see another brother, you don't even know who he is. But when y'all make eye contact or you walk by and get close, you give that. Yeah, ain't nobody else doing that to you. What's up? It's all good. So that's the vibe I got with the Chicago bus drivers. And I appreciate it. So shout out to the bus drivers in Chicago, man. Those guys are amazing. They're very helpful. There's a lot of like transit systems where they're not very customer service friendly, Just not. Chicago, they are. At least the Black bus drivers in Chicago are really nice to other Black men. I'm sure they're nice to everybody. But I really felt like there was a brother code going on because I got a lot of free bus rides in Chicago. Maybe you just need to look lost, and then people will take care of you. Maybe you don't even have to be Black. Maybe you can be Filipino and just look like you lost. They take care of you. But thanks for watching. The show's over. Peace out, y'all.